Hey, hey. So I just want to get on here really quick and share just some insights, some cheat codes from my experience doing community engagement, government relations, lead and DEI efforts, systems change initiatives, and work through policy, processes, people, and culture, workplace culture. One thing to note when you are making any decision to select anyone for any position, it doesn't matter if it's internally at the organization you work for, work with, partner, however you want to use that language, or if you are voting or in relationship, any type of relationship you're choosing to get involved in, whether it's a work relationship, a romantic relationship, a partnership, anything like that, the skin color is not the most important thing. I'm going to repeat that. The skin color is not the most important thing. Just because someone looks like you or don't look like you, do not make them a safe or unsafe person, a safe or unsafe bet, a safe or unsafe liability or asset. I have had the privilege of working alongside, being in community with, having great friendships with, being in partnership with many different people across various walks of life, across various ethnicities. I've met some amazing people who look like me, and I've met some amazing people who don't look like me. I've met some horrendous, harmful people who look like me, and I've met some horrendous, harmful people who don't look like me. I'm saying this to say, don't base your decision on whether or not you decide to work with or for somebody, get in partnership with or for somebody, get in relationship with somebody, select someone for elected office based off the color of their skin. It's too much evidence out there that shows us that a person's skin tone is the very minimum qualification. The most important qualification for a role actually goes beyond certification. It goes beyond schooling. Schooling is important. But the number one thing when I hire people and I select people for opportunities that I see that work in our favor or work against what we're trying to do is their ideology, their viewpoint of the world, how they see the world, how they see the people we're going to serve, how they see the work that we're going to be doing, their ideology. So when you are selecting people for opportunities, for positions, whether again, it's people who you work with or people you are putting into elected office, you want to pay attention to how they view the world, their ideology, not just what they say, their actions as well, because people can talk a good game. We all know wolf in sheep's clothing, and the wolf can look like you and the wolf can look like someone else who don't look like you, right? So do not make your decisions based off of skin tone alone. It is a factor. It is not the most important factor, because you can get people how we know in our community, we say what? All skin folk ain't what? All skin folk ain't kinfolk. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. That is the hardest truth you will ever it was one of my hardest truths. I'll say that. It was one of my hardest truths that I had to come to grips with, that I ever had to come to grips with. People who look like me don't always have my best interests or others who look like me best interests at heart. People are out here getting it for themselves. Okay. So it is vitally important that you do what you need to do to strengthen your spirit of discernment. Discernment is the key skill that you're going to need in this world. If you have discernment and wisdom, divine discernment, divine wisdom, you can navigate this world much easier. If you don't have that, you're going to be in the lion's den often. You're going to be getting the wool, you're going to be getting the wool put over your face often. You're going to be getting hoodwinked, bamboozled often. So do not just go along to get along with people just because they look like you and oppose people who don't look like you. It is about the discernment, their ideology, their heart. If it's not in the right place, those are not the people for the job. Okay. I tell people all the time, I can train anybody to have a skill that they don't have. I cannot train their character. That's out of my capacity. That's out of your capacity. Only God does that kind of fixing, okay, because it's from the inside out. Only God does that kind of fixing. You do not have that capability. You do not have that capacity. You do not have that ability, okay? So their ideology, all this is connected. Their ideology and their heart posture is connected. If they have the wrong ideology and it does not align with what's going to better your life, your kiddos' life, your family life, your community life, the world life, depending on, what position, the patients, the constituents, the public, whatever position you are selecting people to get in, if their ideology don't align to improve those that they're positioned to serve, they don't belong in that role. Okay. So you can apply this to all different type of positions in your life. This Carmex is okay. That Carmex has that little film. Okay. Stay focused. You can apply this to any position. Their ideology is the most important. It does not matter their rank. It does not matter their skill set. It does not matter their title. It does not matter how many supporters they have, how much funding they have behind them, how many connections they have associated with them. None of that matters. I know it matters if you're trying to make big moves and you're trying to get to the bottom line. But when it comes to improving the health and well-being of the communities, the patients, the constituents, doing what's best for them, what's best for those that they're privileged to serve, the most important thing is not their skin tone. So look beyond the divisiveness, the human construct of skin tone. Look beyond that. That's irrelevant. It is the spirit in which they carry, the heart posture in which they have inside, and the ideology. All of that is connected. If that is not in alignment with what someone needs to have in order to serve and serve well and not to do harm, they don't belong in that role. So that's how you go and make your decisions at work, in community, in relationship with people, including romantic relationship, and when you are voting for the electorate, when you're voting for who's going to serve in office. That's across the board. That's relationship one-on-one. Ideology, and all of that is connected to their heart posture and the spirit in which they carry. All right, that's it, y'all. That is it. That is all. Have an amazing day. It's a beautiful day. We're coming up on summer, but we're already getting some of these months. Take care of you and understand that part. That part. Discernment of other humans is crucial. You need discernment and you need wisdom. When you don't have that, making the choice that you make, it can throw things all off. And you can be in a whirlwind of horrible bondage for a decade plus. So you want to be mindful before you go make decisions. And you have to have discernment, because what we're experiencing now in this world is based on our decision and our indecision. Whether you chose to decide or to sit back and have indecision and not to decide, you still made a decision. Okay, that's another conversation for another time. Sitting is still a decision. Being idle is still a decision. Being distracted is still a decision. Being active is a decision. So all of those are decisions. And when we make decisions in our life, we need discernment and we need wisdom. That's been the life lesson in my life in all areas. So friendships, romantic relationships, partnerships, workships, elected officials, all of that, it's all informed by your ability to discern and have wisdom to make the best decision for you, yours, and everybody else connected to you, which includes the community. Okay. So let's do our due diligence as individuals, as humans, to get discernment, divine wisdom, to make better decisions beyond our emotions, beyond what we see right now, so we can make decisions that will help us in the future, not just right now. Because right now, what we're experiencing right now is the future based on decisions that was made in the past and indecisions that was made in the past. So what decisions are we making today moving forward so we can have a better future, a better now and a better future? Our decisions compound, y'all. Our decision compound. Okay, let me go. I gotta go. Y'all take care of yourself. Make better decisions to help yourself live well and those around you live well, so we can live well long. All right. Much love to y'all. Take care. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.